Welcome to Late to the Show. I'm your host, Prophet74. Today we're going to bring a Nighthawk Wi-Fi mesh extender. It's pretty much to extend your connection. So you're gaming, it's a little laggy, you're sitting at the other end of where the modem's not sitting now, where the antennas are across maybe 2 or 3 maybe rooms away from you, and you're not getting the greatest speed. Well, this would probably be your solution for something like this. So you could buy a couple of these or one if you want to extend your connection and boost the signal again. So it's pretty much works like a web. If you have multiple ones, they bounce each other's signal and they could work even better than what it is. You could extend it even to your backyard or anywhere you want. If you want to work or game outside, you can do that. So maybe you want to take a look at a product like this and we're going to set it up and see how simple it is to set up. Alright, first of all, the extender tells you how smart roaming and one Wi-Fi name. So it basically tells you that if you created a password, username, password, you have to recreate that. You can use the existing one, and there's 2 easy ways to set this up. You could do it through the web, or you could do it with a push of a button, but we're going to take a look at that. So first of all, let's go ahead and open up. It tells you the extension of it, how much it boosts your signal. So majority of the time it doesn't boost this completely, because there's always interference. So if you're in a room that has a lot of copper or paper foil or anything like that could interfere. I mean, it depends also on your modem that you have from your carrier or your personal modem that you bought, your router actually. So a lot of these times your router is provided by your local vendor, your local cable company, or your telephone line, or whoever you have. Sometimes those are not the greatest routers to begin with. I mean, people tend to buy the newer router that could actually penetrate through certain walls. It's probably the best choice sometimes. So depending on the device that you have, this might not work on yours, or it might work on yours. So what I recommend people doing, as soon as they buy it, test it out. If it works out for you, keep it. If not, you got 30 days to send, 14 days to send it back. So let's take a look at it and see what this device can do for you. So first of all, we're going to open it up. And I'm going to show you, when I first saw it, I thought it was a huge box, to be honest with you, to begin with. Instructions, very simple. It tells you step by step how to connect it. And there's 2 different ways to connect this. And I'm going to show you guys a couple of different directions you can take, all right? And all the instructions are set up here. But we're going to skip them because we're going to go straight to the product. The product is very small. The only thing, it does take one of your outlets. It kind of covers the outlet completely if you have space outlet, there's no other way with it. You could put an extension cord in there, but you don't want to put this on a roaming carpet because static does mess up a lot of these hardware. So you just make sure that your electronics are static free. All right. So you do need the 3-pin connection. If you don't have on the wall, you're probably gonna have to need the extension, maybe the converter to convert it to the 120. So this is the device. We're gonna put this aside. 2 ways you can do this. If you have a actual cable, let me put this away. If you have an Ethernet cable, you can connect it to an Ethernet cable right here. This Ethernet cable could be you running it from another room to here and plugging it in, and all you have to do is power this up. It will signal. It will give it more of a boost from your existing signal. But before you do that, you have to enable the application first. You have to enable the device to understand your personal password and username password on your devices. So there's 2 different ways right here. Let me go over to here. On here, if you see it says factory reset. So if you messed up and you forget about certain things, you can always come back and redo by hitting the reset button. So that's another thing you do. On and off button here to turn off the signal. Access point, extended point. So right here it tells you if you want to do an access point or extend it. Extended means that you're gonna extend it from your existing connection. Access point, it means that you're gonna have to recover from either an Ethernet connection and actually give out a same amount of boost signal that you have in the original one, just in a different room. So I'm gonna put a little description how it works, and if I could say some of the animation or maybe some pictures in there that will give you a better description of why it's needed, or if you don't understand the technology. Sometimes some people don't understand, and go ahead and ask your questions, put your comments below, and I'll get back to you on those. So now let's go ahead and begin here. So on the front it has a power, and then there has a signal. So there's 2 things. You could turn on power and you could turn off the signal of the device. So if you don't want to If say your kids are not behaving, you want to kill the internet in their room, you can do that by hitting the button itself, or you could do it manually through the web too also. But that's a little more simple for people that understand the technology behind it. It's something that, you know, people start messing around with, but if you don't understand, don't mess with it. So two ways: extend it or access point. And right now we're going to do an extension from our existing connection. All right, so we got the device plugged in right now. We're going to turn on the power, and it's going to turn off right now if you see it, but we're going to go ahead and crank it up. It's turning on, so it's already on, so we're just turning it back on. It's amber right now, so there is no signal right now. If we want, we could extend it here, but there is no power at all. There's nothing on it. So let's go ahead and begin setting it up and extending the connection. So let's go begin. So I'm doing from my iPad so I can record it, and it's asking me to join the Wi-Fi extender. We're gonna do that. All right, that's a must. And right now we got to make sure that this is blinking. All right, you have to hold down the button to do it, and it's gonna find it automatically. It's gonna try to see if I can connect to it and then join it to our main domain here. So it takes a couple of minutes. You failed. I had a couple of fails that I had to go back in there and redo it. So let's go ahead and see if it starts. All right, so here we are. It's asking me to save my password. I says, yeah, I'm gonna save it here. So we're logged into the actual system itself, and the system's right here. You can see it. So we're gonna go ahead and log in, and I created a username and password unique for this. So let's go ahead and do that. Or I'm not gonna show you guys this part. Logged in. And I'm still through the web of the iOS. I'm using iPad here, so you guys can see I'm trying to record and capture this stuff. All right, so we're setting it up. It says the switch extender has been set for Wi-Fi extended. So we want to say continue here. Continue. And now it says it's going to ask me significant connections in here. So we got to set this up properly, right? So right now it's scanning for networks too at the same time. So there's a couple solutions we have, and these are all my local internet connections that we have. So I'm not going to show you this part. You're going to have to select your existing internet. I'm going to show you this one. So right here inside where I have it, it's called late to the show. When I click on that one, and for the 5G, we're going to do the same one, late to the show. We're going to connect both of them in here. Hit the next. Now it's going to ask me for the password, and for both of them you have to set up the password. This is something you should know on your existing routers, all right? So let me go ahead and stop the video so I can make sure I can set this next step. I set the password here, and I'm just going to hit next and update password. And that's about it. I think we're set up, so let's go ahead and see if it works. And it's asking me if I want to enter another one, so we're not going to enter another one. Next, they're applying the settings to that system already automatically in here. This you could do on your computer, right? So but I'm doing it through my iPad. I was trying through the Android. I was having a lot of problems on the Android. I downloaded it on the iOS. So iPhones, you're probably gonna have an easier time than me. So